Point Break or Bad Boys 2?
Which one do you think I prefer?
No, I mean, which one do you want to watch first?
Going handheld for the start here, because it's the only real way I can get the whole shelf in a single shot. But real quick, establishing shot. That actually wasn't bad. Okay, guys. Welcome again to another Blu-ray collection video, the complete Blu-ray collection video. Now, you might be asking yourselves, but didn't this guy do a collection video last year? And you're right, I did, but I'm doing another one this year for a few reasons. First of all, the collection has had a lot of changes this past year, at least I would say. A lot of new movies, a few upgrades, swapped out a few titles, stuff like that. But the main reason that I'm making this video is because I'm about to start moving around a lot for various reasons in my life. Nothing serious or out of the ordinary, just regular life stuff. Stuff's happening, stuff's moving. Super excited, to say the least, for everything. But unfortunately, it means that I'm no longer going to be living where I am now, and I'm going to want to be light on my feet for the foreseeable future, which means I am not going to be able to have access to my collection in this capacity for a while. I honestly don't know how long. It could be a year, or it could be, oh, Jesus, like 10. Let's hope it's not that long. I don't want it to be that long, but who knows? Life happens. But my collection isn't going to exist like this for a while, to say the least. Some of this is going to come with me. I'm going to probably have a small pile to travel with, because I am still going to have a 4K player with me and a 4K TV. Those are essential. I have to have them. I'm not going like on the road or anything, just moving to different houses and places. Don't want to get into specifics. You guys don't need to know. You don't want to know. I'm being real lazy with the handheld right now. This is a weird introduction to the video. But anyway, the collection is going to exist like this for the foreseeable future. Some of it's going to go in storage, some of it's going to come with me. But point being, these shelves aren't going to exist like this for a long time. So before this stuff all gets mixed up, I wanted to do one final definitive collection video to show my shelf, yep, as it is right now, with everything on it. And in this video, I'm not just going to look at the stuff that's on this shelf. I'm going to be going through every disc that I have in storage as well. It's not as many as what's on the shelf, but it's still a nice sizable number. And I'm doing this, you know, it's mostly so I just have a list of all the movies I own for future reference, because I am still going to buy stuff. I'm not going to stop collecting movies. I want to watch stuff. I'm just going to have to be a little bit more careful with it now. But I want to make this video so I have, I guess, a list online that I can always access whenever I need to see what I own and what I don't own, so I don't accidentally rebuy anything or buy anything that I shouldn't. But yeah, point being, this is the definitive, complete physical media, film and TV collection video. I'm going through everything, so strap in. Might be a bit long. This intro probably is a bit long, but if you're here to watch this, you're here for the long ride, put it that way. There's not much formality to this. It's a bit, what's the word, guerrilla filmmaking style sort of thing. Anyway, I'm just rambling on right now. Without further ado, you can get the idea what's happening. Let's get this thing rolling. Before I go into the collection, just wanted to show you guys a little knickknacks I have on top up here. It's my Sahi Pentax K1000 film camera. Love that thing. It's 3D printed Nightwing mask. Got it off of Etsy for a Nightwing costume I did for a birthday party a few years back. Really nice for what it is. Oh god, I'm having a mind blank. Sam Fisher, I'm pretty sure it's his name, from Splinter Cell. Love those games, man. I got that statue with a collector's edition for Blacklist, I'm pretty sure. It's a nice little piece. Got a Cloud amiibo there. Again, love that guy. Batman statue. He's got a couple of batteries broken off there, but it's from my favorite run of Batman comics, Scott Snyder, Greg Capullo. Awesome series, so it's nice to remind me of that. And the crowning piece up here. my Indiana Jones Raiders of the Lost Ark Golden Idol Lego set. Temple of the Golden Idol Lego set, sorry. I love this thing, man. I don't have a lot of Lego sets, but this one was so nice. I almost went into a buying frenzy, but I had to stop myself, otherwise I knew it was gonna bankrupt me. I got this one for a good price, that's why I got it, but it's just, look at this thing. The detail on it is just insane. I mean, you know, like, there's little play features here too, like this boulder rolls down. It's meant to roll down. It's a little bit stiff, but you get the idea. This guy swings here. After, oh wait, no, well, the door opens too. Then Alfred Molina here swings on the vine. And then this one's a little bit more picky, but there's like a play feature here. Light comes on and the whole thing tumbles down. And then of course there's Indy there. But yeah, enough fucking around. Let's get into the collection. Alright, let's just get into it. Free Tender Humor. Eight Mile. Ten Things I Hate About You. Excellent rom-com and a personal favourite of mine. 13 Hours. A very underrated Michael Bay movie. 300. (1917). A good film that I didn't like as much as everyone else. Powderfinger and Silverchair Across the Great Divide Tour, a live concert DVD featuring two of my favourite bands of all time. Akira, just a classic. Aladdin. My Alien Blu-ray box set, which has everything from Alien up to Covenant. But with this box set, I actually replaced the Alien Blu-ray with my copy of Alien on 4K. Just fits in there nicely like that. I like the way it looks. Alita Battle Angel. Almost Famous, the bootleg edition. American Graffiti. Well, American Graffiti and More American Graffiti. If you're a Star Wars fan and you haven't seen American Graffiti, then you probably should. American History X. American Psycho. Oh. Animal Kingdom. One of the best Australian movies ever made. I adore this movie. If you want to watch a really fucking great Australian crime thriller, this is the movie to watch. I have not seen the TV show they made, but maybe I will one day. Apocalypse Now, the final cut. Aquaman on 4K, one of the best looking discs in my collection. If you like this movie and you haven't seen it on 4K Blu-ray, then you really should. The first one is much better than the sequel. The Assassination of Jesse James by the coward Robert Ford. Atlantis, the 2-movie collection. I only own this for the first movie because the second one is just plain bad. Avatar. I thought about upgrading to the 4K, but the 4K doesn't have the extended editions, which I do like. this set is just super nice, and it has every version of the movie, which I appreciate. I don't even have to explain these ones. Avengers. Avengers Age of Ultron. Avengers Infinity War. Avengers Endgame. Really hoping they continue to make good Avengers movies, because those four are excellent. Baby Driver is a big one. Batman, the 80th Anniversary 18 Film Collection. A collection that I mostly just bought because it was the cheapest way to buy Mask of the Phantasm on Blu-ray. And then they went and put it out in 4K, so, you know, good job. But that collection also has a lot of other great movies, Under the Red Hood especially. And finishing off this shelf, we have Volume 1 of Batman the Animated Series. And Volume 2. Okay, let's go down a shelf. Continuing on from Volume 2, we have Volume 3 of the animated series. And finally, Volume 4. I do still really like, what do they call it, the new animated series. I like those newer episodes of the redesigns. It's still great. The Batman 4-film 4K collection. Amazing, amazing, good, guilty pleasure. And they're all in there, in the standard releases. The Batman on 4K in the Steelbook, one of the nicest Steelbooks I own. And also an incredible movie. Warner Brothers, please do not cancel Part 2. Batman Begins. The Dark Knight. The Dark Knight Rises. Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice, the Ultimate Edition. A movie that I actually enjoy. I know, butcher me or something. Batman and Mr. Freeze, Sub-Zero on a, might be a French Blu-ray? I don't know what language that is. I'm guessing something European. Oh. Batman vs. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, a very fun animated movie that is much better than it has any right to be. Before Sunrise and Before Sunset. Nice little 2-disc collection there. Before Midnight. Big Trouble in Little China, the Arrow Video Blu-ray. Black Hawk Down, one of the best action films of all time. I was actually just listening to an Eric Bana interview this morning where he was talking about that one. I should have bought that movie on 4K, man. It's so good. Blade still holds up very well, and I'm sure a lot of people are going to revisit that movie now for obvious reasons. Blade Runner, the final cut. Love that movie. But it is just ever slightly beaten by Blade Runner 2049. Also one of the best looking 4Ks ever. Boogie Nights. The Bourne 5 movie collection. The Matt Damon stuff, well, the first 3 Matt Damon movies are untouchable. Everything after that is touch and go. Breath. This is actually an adaptation of my favourite book of all time. Another great Australian film, and if you haven't read the book, you really should. Bullet Train, super underrated action film. Personally, I think it's a lot better than Fall Guy. It's one of David Leitch's best films. Bumblebee. The first 15 minutes is what we want out of a Transformers movie. Cape Fear, lesser known Scorsese picture. Casino, one of Scorsese's most well-known pictures and one of his best. Casino Royale, the best Bond movie. This is a Blu-ray 2-pack for Casino Royale and Quantum of Solace, but I keep it for Quantum of Solace, which is a movie I still don't mind. Skyfall. Spectre. No Time to Die. Children of Men. Cinderella Man. Citizen Kane. Great looking 4K disc. Civil War. Probably top 5 Marvel movies. Clerks. And Star Wars: The Clone Wars, the movie, which a lot of people do not like, but I still love. And we're going down a shelf. Continuing with Clone Wars, we have Season 1 on Blu-ray, a very nice package. If they put Clone Wars out in 4K, I would buy it in a heartbeat. Like, I would, I'd spend a dangerous amount of money. Season 2, same nice packaging. Season 3. Season 4. Season 5. And Season 6, aka The Lost Missions. I really... They better put Season 7 out on Blu-ray, man. They've done steelbooks for Andor and Obi-Wan. Give us Season 7 of Clone Wars, please. Collateral. The Conversation in a very nice Studio Canal release. Copland. Super underrated super underrated cop flick from James Mangold. Cowboy Bebop. Collection 1. Cowboy Bebop Collection 2, one of my favorite animes of all time, maybe just beaten by Gurren Lagann. Cowboy Bebop the movie, a very excellent footnote to the series. The Creator, one of the best films of last year, and in a very, well, with a very nice slipcover. Creed. Creed 2. Creed 3. Curious to see whether or not they're going to make another one of those. Ooh. The Crow on 4K. I just got this one. I adore this movie. It's one of my favorites of all time, and this is a very good 4K transfer. Awesome upgrade from the standard Blu-ray in my opinion. Daredevil, the director's cut. I like this movie. I don't know, there's something about it. There's just It's got some very nice comic book drawn imagery from it, but it's shit compared to this. Daredevil, Season 1. And Season 2. They did not release Season 3, and quick side note, Born Again is looking very good so far, but cautiously optimistic. It looks good, but we never know. Dawn of the Dead. Dazed and Confused. One of my personal favorites. Deadpool. Deadpool 2. And yeah, I am planning on buying Deadpool and Wolverine when it comes out, but I'm going to have to import it, which is going to be expensive, but I think for that movie I can justify it. The Departed. Die Hard, a 5-movie collection. It's hit and miss. First one's untouchable, third one's untouchable. I like the fourth one. I like 2. Good Day to Die Hard is just not good. The Django, Unchained. Gotta clarify, there is an older movie called The Django. Doctor Sleep. Really great follow-up to The Shining. Donnie Darko. Great release, and I enjoyed it a lot more in a rewatch. Oh, whoops. Doctor Strangelove, the Criterion Collection version. Beautiful release. Dread. Super underrated action movie. Highly recommend. Carl Urban right there. Oi, Huey. Oi, Huey. Drive. June. June Part 2. Still haven't watched this yet, but I'm savoring the flavor. I'm waiting for the right time. Dunkirk. I actually haven't watched this on 4K yet. I really should. El Camino. A solid but unnecessary follow-up to one of the best TV shows of all time. Elysium. And that shelf is done. Starting to get a bit low to the floor here, but we'll persevere. End of Watch. Did a whole video about this movie. One of David Ayer's best. If you have not seen it, highly recommend. Enemy. If I'm holding these things a little bit awkwardly, it's because it's I'm sitting on the floor here, it's a bit awkward. Escape from New York. E.T. on 4K in this very nice collector's edition. I got this for a good price, so it was a no-brainer. Event Horizon. Solid space sci-fi horror. Sam Neill is excellent in that movie. The Evil Dead remake. Very fun horror movie, and I'm telling you, Fede Alvarez directed that. Guy who directed Alien Romulus. That guy is a talent, man. The Evil Dead. Evil Dead 2. Army of Darkness. Falling Down. Fantastic Mr. Fox. Tokyo Drift. Fast and Furious 5, or Fast 5, I'm pretty sure it's usually just called. One of the funnest action films of all time. Fast and Furious 6, great follow-up to 5, and my personal favourite from the franchise, Fast and Furious 7. Pretty sure the ending to that movie made every grown man cry. The favourite? Can't talk about this movie. The Fighter. Final Destination, great trashy horror movies with great kills. Fifth Element. Following, the Criterion DVD. Foo Fighters Back and Forth, great documentary. Foo Fighters Skin and Bones, great live music DVD. Forrest Gump. Freddy vs. Jason, personal favourite of mine. I think that movie is a ton of fun. Fury, probably David Ayer's best movie and a brilliant action film. Gattaca, really enjoy that film. Ghost in the Shell 1 and 2. Gladiator, that one's getting a rewatch very soon. The Godfather trilogy, I'll probably upgrade to the 4Ks one day, but for now I'm happy with the Blu-Rays. Godzilla, the 2014 or 2015 remake, which I actually really enjoy. Godzilla vs. Kong. GoldenEye, a close second for my favourite James Bond film. And Goodfellas. Alright, we gotta try to keep this moving. Alright, let's keep rolling. The Grand Budapest Hotel. Look at that cast, man. Like, oh, seriously? Gremlins 1 and 2. Love those films. Grindhouse. Guardians of the Galaxy. Volume 2. And Volume 3. Probably the best Marvel trilogy ever. I adore those movies. I'm hoping that James Gunn gives some of that same magic to Superman, but I haven't seen that film yet, so we will see. Hateful Eight. I should really give this one another try, because it's one of my least favourite Tarantino films. Halloween. The very nice Scream Factory 4K. Still haven't had a chance to watch that yet. Oh, Heat. A contender for my favourite film of all time. I think this movie's perfect. And this steelbook is beautiful. I still need to read Heat 2, the book that Michael Mann put out. And hopefully, Heat 2, the movie that I'm pretty sure they're about to start filming, is going to be as good as the first one. I'm hopeful. Hellboy. The original with Ron Perlman. Hellboy 2. Hell or High Water. Highly recommended. The Hobbit trilogy. A trilogy of films that I don't love, but who knows, maybe I'll come around on them one day. That set is a super nice collection, but The Incredible Hulk on 4K. enjoyable Marvel film. The Hunter, great Australian film, again, although I guess I am biased. The Hurt Locker, Catherine Bigelow is just one of the best female directors of all time. Inception, another contender for one of my favorite films of all time. Call me a basic film bro, but I think that movie is perfect and it's Nolan's best. Indiana Jones, the 4K collection, just the 4 movies. No Dial of Destiny there. Put it this way, I think Dial of Destiny makes Crystal Skull look like a masterpiece. Inglourious Bastards, one of Tarantino's best. The Insider, Michael Mann just delivers. Interstellar on 4K, another Christopher Nolan 4K I haven't watched, which I really need to fix that because apparently that one's amazing. The Invisible Man, brilliant horror film, I love it. The Iron Claw, one of the best films to come out in the past few years in my opinion. The Iron Giant, a classic. Iron Man on 4K. The OG and still one of the best. Iron Man 2, a movie that I don't love but has a very, very nice steelbook. If you're wondering, I got this for super cheap off of eBay. It was a no-brainer. It, the remake, a film that I do enjoy a lot more than Part 2. Jarhead, super underrated war film. Jaws, one of the best 4K discs of all time and one of the best films of all time. John Wick. John Wick 2. John Wick 3. John Wick 4. Jojo Rabbit. Joker. Jurassic Park, the 4 film collection, from the original up to Jurassic World. I enjoy all of those movies. And let's keep rolling. Alright, we're at the top shelf on the other side now. Oh, starting strong. Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. That one's gonna get kicked off the shelves in the future. Jurassic World Dominion. That one's probably gonna get kicked off the shelf as well soon. I don't hate those films, but they're incredibly disappointing compared to the original trilogy and even Jurassic World. Zack Snyder's Justice League, a much better film than the one we got in theaters. Justice League Doom, if you're a fan of DC animated films and you haven't seen this one, highly recommended, one of my favorites. Justice League The Flashpoint Paradox, another great animated DC film. Kick-Ass, one of the best comic book films ever made. Don't have the second one because I do not like it. Kill Bill Volume 1 and Volume 2. Kill Bill 1 might be my favorite Tarantino film. If you're hearing a bit of background noise, it's because it's super windy today, so that might cut in every now and then. Killing Them Softly. Kingdom of Heaven. If you're gonna watch this film, only watch the director's cut. Kingsman, Secret Service and Golden Circle. Still haven't seen The King's Man. Knives Out. Kong Skull Island. Labyrinth, one of my ultimate comfort films. I adore that movie. LA Confidential. Great film. La Haine, a cinephile classic. La La Land, just a nice, inspiring, warm, cozy film that I enjoy. The Last Samurai, one of Tom Cruise's best. Lawrence of Arabia, a classic film that I do quite enjoy and immensely respect, but it's not a very easy watch. Leon, a director's cut and a very nice slipcover. One of my personal favorites. Licorice Pizza. PTA is honestly one of the best directors working. Lilo and Stitch. 1 and 2, but I only own that Blu-ray for the first film. Lion King. Top 3 Disney films right there. Logan. One of the best comic book films ever made and a film that I adore. Lord of the Rings. In 4K with the theatrical and extended cuts. One of the nicest box sets I own, and while these aren't the most impressive 4K transfers or disc of all time, these films are incredible and having them in the highest quality is a must. Mad Max, the OG. The Road Warrior. Beyond Thunderdome. And Fury Road, one of the best action films ever made. I am going to get Furiosa in 4K eventually, I just don't have it yet. Magnolia, Paul Thomas Anderson's best film and one of my favourite films of all time. Man of Steel. I know people have mixed feelings towards this film, but I love it, and personally, James Gunn has to make something really special to beat that movie in my opinion. Men on Fire, a super underrated Denzel action flick. The Man with No Name trilogy, classics. All of them are just in there individually. The Matrix on 4K, one of the best looking 4K discs of all time and one of the best films of all time. Far and away the best film out of that franchise. Metallica, S&M, one of the best live performances of all time. If you're a rock fan and you haven't seen this, highly recommended. Down to the next shelf. Staying with Metallica for a little bit, we have Metallica Through the Never. A film that didn't impress a lot of people, but I really enjoy it and think it's unique. Mid-90s. One of my favorite films of all time. I really wish Jonah Hill would make another movie because if you haven't seen this, highly, highly recommended. Memento, one of Christopher Nolan's very best films, and I'm amazed this hasn't had a 4K release yet. Oh shit, almost dropped that one. Minority Report. Mission Impossible Collection, #1, all the way to Ghost Protocol. Mission Impossible 4, Ghost Protocol. Mission Impossible Rogue Nation. Mission Impossible Fallout. My personal favourite from the franchise. Mission Impossible, Dead Reckoning. Moulin Rouge, another classic Australian film. The Nice Guys. Rewatched this one the other night actually, and it's still super fun. That wind is really kicking off outside. Nightcrawler. The Nightingale, a very, very great and brutal Australian / New Zealand film. I think that's the same director of The Babadook as well. Nightmare on Elm Street collection, my favourite horror franchise. I don't own the remake, but I also don't hate it either. I want to see another Nightmare on Elm Street movie. Give me a remake, I don't care, I just want more. Be careful what you wish for. Nirvana Unplugged. One of the best live performances of all time, maybe the best. No Country for Old Men. Shocking that this hasn't had a 4K release. Nope. A very impressive 4K disc. Oblivion. Old Boy. If you want to experience what trauma is, watch that movie. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. The only Tarantino film I've ever seen in the cinema. I know, shoot me. Once Were Warriors. Probably the best film to ever come out in New Zealand. What Becomes of the Broken Hearted. A sequel to Once Were Warriors that isn't anywhere near as good. Hang on, it's backwards. Oppenheimer on 4K. Brilliant film, brilliant 4K disc. Pacific Rim. Paprika. Parkway Drive, Home is for the Heartless, a very good music doco. Pearl Jam, Live at the Garden. Another great band, another great live performance. Pearl Jam 20, a great music doco. It's also this nice little fold-out DVD. Perfect Blue in a very, very nice steelbook. Also one of my personal favourite anime films. Rise of the Planet of the Apes. Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. Oh man, sorry, bumped the camera there. There we go. And War for the Planet of the Apes. Great trilogy. Liked Kingdom, but not quite on the same level. Point Break, an action classic. Again, Catherine Bigelow, God bless her. Portrait of a Lady on Fire. Brilliant foreign film, one of my personal favourites. The Predator trilogy. Love Predator. Predator 2 is okay. And Predators is very good. The Prestige. Wish I had that on 4K, but it's a bit pricey for me. Prisoners. And last but not least on this shelf, The Proposition. Keep bumping the camera, sorry. Another shelf done. Let's keep going down. No reason to slow down and stop. Let's keep going. Psycho. Classic. Pulp Fiction. Punch Drunk Love. Adam Sandler's best performance. A Quiet Place. Love the first one. A Quiet Place Part 2. Solid follow-up that I don't like anywhere near as much as the first film. And I just watched day one, like yesterday. Wasn't a very big fan of it. Oh shit. Raging Bull. Another Scorsese classic. Oh, The Raid 1 and 2. Two of the best action films ever made. Highly recommend both of those. Great brutal action flicks. Rambo First Blood. And the movie just called Rambo, the fourth Rambo movie. Those two are the only Rambo movies I actually like. I think those two are great. All the other ones I'm not a big fan of. Ran, Akira Kurosawa. Ready or Not. Another great Australian film. Red Dog. Just nice, simple, heartfelt, feel-good movie. That will emotionally destroy you at the end. Reservoir Dogs. Revenge. Another highly recommended foreign film. The Ring, very popular remake. Rise Against, Generation Lost, another great music doco of one of my favourite bands. Risky Business, very fun movie. RoboCop, a certified classic. Arrow Video, great Blu-ray. The Rocky Collection, should upgrade that to 4K, waiting for it to get a little bit cheaper, but Romeo and Juliet, done by Baz Luhrmann. Saving Private Ryan, one of my personal favourites, and I'm sure it's a lot of people's personal favourite. Saw, the 8 film collection. Stacked Blu-ray, comes with all of them on Blu-ray plus DVD. Haven't watched the newest one yet, or Spiral. I really should, because I enjoy those movies for what they are. Nice little free pack here. 7, Insomnia and Devil's Advocate. Mostly bought this just for Insomnia, but... well, Insomnia and 7. I mean, that's a great double feature. Devil's Advocate is hit or miss. Scarface. Scott Pilgrim. Scream 1 to 4. Scream on 4K. Maybe my favorite horror film of all time. I love the first Scream movie. And Scream, the 5th movie. Probably my second favorite in the franchise. I really enjoy that movie. 6, I wasn't a huge fan of. Shawshank Redemption. The Shawshank Redemption. Jesus. Sid and Nancy. Sin City. Snowpiercer. Southpaw. Spaceballs. Spider-Man 6 movie collection from the first Tobey one all the way to Homecoming. Alright, moving on. Pretty happy with the pace we're going at for this one. Spider-Man, Far From Home, 4K Steelbook. Pretty nice. No Way Home. A film that has garnered some criticism since its release, but I still love it and think it's amazing for what it is. Into the Spider-Verse. Certified classic. Man, probably still the best Spider-Man film of all time. Across the Spider-Verse. Still haven't rewatched this on 4K yet. I really should, because I adore that movie as well. Spectacular Spider-Man, Season 1, the best Spider-Man show. Season 2. Super nice DVD releases too, with a cool slipcover. Stalker. Stanley Kubrick, the free film 4K collection with The Shining 2001 and Full Metal Jacket. Brilliant lineup of films there, that's amazing. The other Stanley Kubrick collection that I have mostly because it has Eyes Wide Shut, which is my personal favourite Kubrick film. A New Hope on DVD. Empire Strikes Back on DVD. Return of the Jedi on DVD. The complete saga box set. The prequels on 4K. The OG trilogy on 4K. The sequels on 4K, which I like The Force Awakens. I think it's a very good, well, not a very good film. I think it's definitely achieves what it set out to do. The Last Jedi, I like that movie, even though I know that's probably going to get me lynched or something. Rise of Skywalker, I think, is abysmal, but it's a collection, so it's just there. Rogue One. I adore this movie. I think it's the best Star Wars Disney film. The best Disney Star Wars film, I should say. And Solo. A film that I don't really care for, but I have to have all the Star Wars films in 4K. Now, the reason I have multiple copies of Star Wars on this shelf, and I don't really do that for any other film, I have a rule, I don't keep duplicates. I have these 3 DVDs of the OG trilogy. You've probably seen the video I did on these. They have a copy of the original theatrical versions on them. That's why I keep them. I want a copy of those films on disc. The 6-film collection is just super nice, and, you know, I love Star Wars, so I can justify having a nice box set on my shelf. And then, of course, I have all the films on 4K because it's the ultimate format. I want to watch them on the ultimate format. The Suicide Squad in a very cool steelbook. One of DC's best films to come out of their modern era. Again, James Gunn kills it. Oh, talk to me. Amazing film. If you haven't seen it, one of the best horror films to come out in the last few years. Taxi Driver. The original live-action TMNT films. The first 3 of them. Well, no. The first live-action TMNT trilogy with the CG TMNT movie, which I adore that film. I made a whole video on that totally bombed. So if you like that film, go watch it because I'm very proud of that video. The 2 modern live-action films, which I actually really enjoy. TMNT, Mutant Mayhem. Brilliant animated film, one of the best Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movies. Tenet, 4K steelbook. Very divisive film. I love it, but I also understand why people didn't really vibe with it. Terminator 2, one of the best action films of all time. Really wish they'd made a better 4K because I'm just sticking with the Blu-Ray. Texas Chainsaw Massacre on 4K, US import. Very nice slipcover with the original poster artwork on the inside there. Still haven't watched that one. Thin Red Line. The Thing. THX 1138. Made a video on that movie too. Titan AE. Lesser known, more mature animated film. Titanic. Top Gun on 4K. Alright, let's move down to the last shelf. Sorry, I keep bumping the camera. Alright, this is the last main shelf. Top Gun Maverick in the 4K steelbook. One of the best films to come out in the past few years. What a ride. Excellent, excellent 4K too. One of the best modern disc I have witnessed. How to Train Your Dragon. I'm just gonna leave that out, that's not going back in very nicely. How to Train Your Dragon 2. How to Train Your Dragon, The Hidden World. One of the best modern animated trilogies of all time. I'm very curious to see how that live action adaptation goes. Transformers, the complete G1 series. Classic. You're soon gonna find out if you don't already know, I'm a massive Transformers fan. Transformers the movie on the 4K steelbook. Probably my favorite animated film of all time, if I'm being totally honest. And this steelbook is just, oh, mwah. I love it. Leave that down there because that's not going to go back in very nicely. Transformers 07. one of my favorite films of all time. I think that movie's a perfect blockbuster. Doesn't need to go down there, it's fine. Revenge of the Fallen. I used to hate this movie. I actually enjoy how stupid it is now. Dark of the Moon. I think one of the best action films ever made. Call me crazy, but I think it's brilliant. Age of Extinction. I really don't know what I think of that movie, because objectively, it's a bad movie. It's awful. It sucks. It's not good. But it's like my brain just sees Transformers and instantly thinks, oh, this is amazing, and then every time I watch it, I'm just disappointed. Same thing with The Last Night. This movie's aspect ratio switching is just ridiculous too. I do not understand it. But in terms of fidelity and resolution, this is a very nice 4K disc. Rise of the Beast. A film that I like, but I didn't love. Transformers Animated. Maybe my favorite Transformers show. It's probably tied with Transformers Prime, Season 1. Transformers Prime, Season 2. Transformers Prime, Season 3, aka Beast Hunters. And Transformers Prime, Beast Hunters, Predacons Rising. Treasure Planet, my favorite Disney film. Made a video on this one too. Amazing. True Romance. Two Hands. Unbreakable. Upgrade. Us. The Virgin Suicides, one of my personal favourite films of all time. Warrior, made a video about this movie too. Watchmen, maybe my favourite Zack Snyder movie. I think that's a pretty damn good adaptation of the comic. Sorry, I'm in an awkward sort of position here, that's why I might sound a little bit strained. What We Do in the Shadows. Whiplash. Who Framed Roger Rabbit. The Witch, or the Vivitch. The Wolverine, the Unleashed Extended Edition, which is the only version of this movie you should watch. Very nice little package here. I like this movie. It's not amazing, but it's good. The X-Men collection, all the way up to Days of Future Past, including a couple of Wolverine films, X-Men Apocalypse, X-Men Dark Phoenix. I like those X-Men films, man. They're just good. Most of them, anyway. You Were Never Really Here. And capping off the good stuff on this shelf, Zombieland, double tap. And that, my friends, excuse me, I'm just gonna fix up this shelf real quick. As I was saying, that, my friends, I'm leaving this in, I don't care. Bring it back in focus. That is everything on the shelf. Now I'm going to take you through the reject bin, just so I can show you everything. We'll come back here at the end, but for now, to the bin. Alright, so I have a few movies on my bed here. this is part of the reject bin. It's going in there, but I actually just reorganized my shelf and swapped out some titles. So these are going in the bin. They're just not in there yet. They're already on my bed. So I figured it'd be easier to go through them right now. Just a quick intro to what's actually going to be in these bins and these piles of Blu-rays. It's probably like a 50-50 mix of duplicates of titles that I have on the shelf that I've since upgraded to better formats. And it's also movies that I didn't exactly gel with, or lower quality stuff that I don't want on the shelf that I'm gonna either store in some alternative way or eventually sell or give away, something like that. Anyway, to start this rejects pile, Rambo Last Blood, Godzilla 2, King of Monsters, First Man, Only God Forgives, It Chapter 2, Shazam with the digibook thing, pretty sure you can see that transformation. Where are we at? The Great Gatsby, Rain Man, Indiana Jones, Blu-ray collection, 1 to 4, Justice League Dark, Apocalypse War, Iron Man 3, Emma, The Crow, this Marvel animated miniseries thing where it's like motion comics, The Fate of the Furious, Batman and Long Halloween Part 1, Animalesia, Alien on Blu-ray, Batman and Long Halloween Part 2, Ad Astra, or Brad Astra, The Virgin Suicides on DVD, The Losers, and Final Fantasy Advent Children. God, that's a weird movie. Alright, now I'm gonna have to dig everything out of the bins. Alright, so I just pulled out everything that I had in storage. I always forget that I have this many hidden away, and it's about to get bigger with the new ones I put in there. So, look, the reason I'm showing these off is because, you know, I want in this video, unlike the last one I did, to show truly everything I have. And the main reason for that is, you know, for the sake of completion, but I'm also using this video as a guide to be like, okay, I want to know every single film I actually have in my collection, just to avoid the possibility of maybe rebuying stuff in the future accidentally. But, you know, I thought it might also be interesting to see what I have in the rejects pile. As you can see, there's a fair bit here. Again, 50-50 split of stuff that I just don't want to watch anymore, or duplicates of films that I've since upgraded. I'm going to set up somewhere on the floor. It's an old carpet, okay? It's not perfect. But we're going to go through these, and we're going to wrap up everything. Alright, again, this is a bit guerrilla style filmmaking, whatever you want to call it. I don't know if you'd call this filmmaking. But I'm going to start with the pile that's just off camera here, and we're going to go through all of these. This is going to be like a speed run. Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice. That's not a movie. I keep video games in the same tub as well. The Shining. Batman Hush. Awful adaptation. 2001. Heat. Watchmen, the theatrical cut. Terminator Dark Fate. God, this must have been cheap for me to buy it. Fuck. The New Mutants. See what I mean by this is why did I buy these? Rogue Nation. That's a good buy, but I've upgraded it. Fallout. Great buy, but I've upgraded it. 21 Bridges. I remember this movie was like $2. Like, come on. Dunkirk. Mr. Robot, Season 1. That's actually a really great TV show. I didn't get past Season 1. I should really finish it because it was great. Fellowship of the Ring on Blu-ray. Why would you even buy the theatrical cuts? I mean, oh, God. Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers. Return of the King's in here somewhere. We'll find it later. Spider-Man, the animated series. Pretty cool little Spider-Man series. Not a lot of people know about that one. The Hobbit. Just the first one. It's a cool little steelbook. I'll sort that out later. Sorry about the camera. Ant-Man. God, these are ancient. Ninjago. Season 2, Volume 3. We're going backwards here. Season 2, Volume 2. They're from when I was a kid, man. That was just a fun show. Lego Line was also excellent. And Season 2, Volume 1. I'm losing my mind in this pile. Oh! Under the Red Hood. I own this on Blu-ray now, but I watched that Blu-ray to death. Blu-ray DVD to death, I mean. Batman vs. Robin. poor Arrow, the third season. Man, those CW shows to start, they were good, especially, Flash. First 2 seasons of Flash, great television. Batman double feature. Arrow, season 4. Arrow, season 5. I never finished Arrow. I really should, because I only have like 2 seasons left to go, and I love that show. The Flash, season 3, where it started to go off the rails. Civil War. And it was a Christmas gift, alright? That can go over there. Rogue One. And The Force Awakens. Next pile. Bye. Batman, Mystery of the Batwoman. Infinity War. Batman, Death in the Family, the interactive movie, which is meant to be like a sort of sequel to Under the Red Hood. This sucks. Bad Times at the El Royale. A lot of people say this movie's underrated, but I didn't really like it. Transformers the movie, my Australian copy. Pet Sematary. Independence Day 1 and 2. War of the Worlds. AVP 1 and 2, or Alien vs Predator and Alien vs Predator Requiem. Both of those movies are very good. Atomic Blonde. My old copy of Casino Royale. The Force Awakens, still in the plastic. The Last Jedi. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Pacific Rim Uprising. Awful sequel. The Suicide Squad. Not a very good movie. Endgame. Alright. Well, we're in the endgame now. Can I pull this over without toppling it? Uh-oh. Come on. Uh-oh. Nah, just pull down. It's alright, we're just gonna roll with it. This is a bit sloppy for the end here, but you know, it's a sloppy pile of movies. Insomnia. Arrow, season 2. Clone Wars, season 4. Avengers. Batman Assault on Arkham. Justice League, Throne of Atlantis. Batman Bad Blood. The Flash, the first season. Excellent television again. Son of Batman. As soon as it comes into focus. There we go. Batman Harley Quinn. Not a very good movie. Man of Steel. Batman Ninja. A weird movie that I do actually quite like. Batman Golfing by Gaslight. Batman The Killing Joke. Inception. The Dark Knight. The Dark Knight Rises. Here it is. Fellowship of the Ring. Return of the King, god damn it. My personal favourite of that trilogy. Batman Begins. Oh god. The Predator. Pusher. I thought this was the original that Nicholas Winding Refn directed. It's not. It's a remake. That sucks. I got trolled. And... actually, not a bad note to end on. Revenge of the Fallen. The big screen edition that has the 2 sequences in IMAX that were not in the 4K Blu-ray. It's a nice little collector's thing for a Transformers fan. I'm probably not going to get rid of that. I like that. And that's it. I'm just going to end on my patchy floor with pixels on the ground in the corner over there. Let's go back to the shelf. And so that is officially every single piece of physical media when it comes to movies and television that I own. I'm just going handheld for the end here because, you know, why not? It's fun. Try something different for a change. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching. As always, thank you for support. like I said at the start, I don't really know if I'm gonna end up doing another one of these in the future. Maybe. I don't really know what's going to happen with my collection for the next couple of years. It's not like I'm gonna get rid of it, but a lot of it's probably gonna go in storage. I'm not gonna have these shelves set up like this with me wherever I'm living. So I'm just gonna have to play it by ear. That's why I really wanted to do this collection video, so that I could just have an updated one before, you know, this stuff starts changing and shifting and getting put in different places and moving around a bit. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. It's a longer one. Hope you enjoyed. And yeah, as always, thank you guys once again. Look after yourselves. And as always, I'll see you all in the next video.